Okay, so this is a microscopic examination of 5 slides. 3 first slides from the Crucible and 2 from the metal containers. As I said in the previous video, the slides from the Crucible might contain many life forms that are purely biological because of the various like chicken remnants that and also cockroaches that were left there for like a week to rot. On the background, we will listen to the 14th chapter of the Robot Saga, which deals with the British relationship with the Israelis and also the Shagnon British mandate story Dov Einam.
So this will be another chapter in the Robot series. Series which is quite basic. Hopefully, we think started the role is about in other videos, but kind of a more graphic way. And there are some new stuff here. This is the 14th chapter. It will not be the last one. I decided to split the last chapter to two. This one will be probably the shorter one, in which I will continue speaking a bit about the Ottoman era and also the following decades. I mean, roughly corresponding to the British mandate, and another video in which I will discuss our time, which means pretty much the time that of my life. I was born in 1984, even though it may be just a coincidence that the important issue is that the post-Soviet era is starting, and also the post-Black Knights era. The Black Knights, according to the Black Knights, were described at length in a very large saga, and it's this series that speaks about events and attitudes that go on since the 1940s until the early 1980s, and specifically about actions that were taken by a person that I call him my predecessor. I speak about him quite a bit in this bicycle tour saga, my predecessor, and actions that were culminated during the beginning of the 1980s. I was born in 1984, but I have no idea if it's related in any way. I just don't know. It might not be. My family is indeed heavily, I would say, related to the Titan, to the Titan and Earth relations, which is that I speak about in the Zero saga that I currently, we're in the middle of the currently, the very fairy tale is part of it. So this is my origin story, but I don't think that I'm related in any way, like directly, to the person that they call my predecessor. It's not me, and I'm not a time traveler, and I don't know, but it's not about maybe he died, maybe he didn't, maybe he went to Venus to continue his mission there. I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I knew, but I just don't. Anyway, it's not me, and he's my predecessor because he was a messenger as well, and he also had the ability to what I call the Rabbi Lord Commander of the fleet. But I've spoken about it quite a bit in the Bicycle for one saga, so just please listen to this series of videos because I don't want to repeat myself, and I recorded it not so long ago. Anyway, the Black Knight project came to a dramatic ending, and I discovered it in the Bicycle for one saga. This happened in the beginning of the 80s, together with other stuff. And not much longer after that, I was born. Coincidentally or not, I don't know. I really don't know. But the time of my life, it's not necessarily, and it's not all about me. It's about all of the stuff that happened during this time that it's got its own characteristics. Specifically, quite a bit in the past, but I didn't speak about the sexual implications of this. I spoke quite a bit about what actually happened in a series of videos that I call the ornamental mode. It's a 5-series video series. I think very, very important. So if you don't have access to it, ask Disney Plus to give you premium access. It's from about 2 months ago, or something like that. It's called ornamental. Each video is about 1 hour event. The ornamental mode. 5 videos in which I discuss the current state of the Israeli intelligence in the last 3 decades, and how the Tata females are started to take very big part in dominant part inside Israeli intelligence. So I think about quite a bit in those videos, so I don't repeat myself, but I will speak, not in this video, but in the next video, about the sexual implications or the sexual consequences of these developments. So this will be something that I'll think about in the next video. Then how it relates to my own life and my own views. So now, so this video will be almost kind of wrap up the season 2 by this book, but the Ottoman, I don't know about the British mandate. But again, I should say that it's not supposed to be historical saga. Many people are very interested in historical context. Like, they think of this, me or my generation as kind of like a post-gun, kind of like a person that kind of like is bound to see history or see that history. And it might be valid interpretation or valid analysis, but it's not my intention of these videos. The intention of these videos is to describe the robots, the Neros, and how they are used and what the damage that this abuse is. What the harmful consequences of this abuse. So, I didn't intend that I can't, try to produce kind of the whole history of Zionism and with regard to the Titan abuse. I cannot do it, and I don't want to, especially in this context. Yes, if you kind of like, I would say, join what the late saga, especially like the point and the Battle of One, and this saga, yes, it was not some kind of like, very cool, single history of Darwinism starting the Ottoman era, and although covering the British mandate, and although the era of the 40s, the 70s, and up to our time, so it should be kind of a cool history, but it's not the intention, and it's one to understand like how people can abuse and how deep they abuse both the Titans and also the robots that exist inside the body of the Titans. So this video, probably not be very long, but speaking again about things that happened during the Ottoman era and the British mandate. I would say that the fact that I don't think that the British mandate in itself was very important with regards to the Titan exploitation. It continued more than ever, but I don't have any information regarding the actual the actions that the British have done on this regard. I just don't know. In the past, I've spoken about quite a bit about the British-Israeli relationship in the beginning of by the end of the 40s and the beginning of the 50s, and I addressed a book that I don't remember its name. It was written by 2 authors. One was Uri Ovneri, and I don't remember the other one. It was published in 1957, just after the Suez crisis, and it was very important methodologically because it was kind of like a secret history or subversive history. Something that they already had like at the time. It was an Israeli newspaper man, and later in his life, a prominent figure in the Israeli left. He died not long ago actually. He lived to a long, like very advanced age. And it's actually, I read a book, and I don't remember its name, but it's methodologically important because it's a book. I mean, you have like a history of conflict with the Shin Bet. Yes, like he had a newspaper, העולם הזה, or something like that, that was always like, in which he always criticized the Shin Bet, and they didn't like it because. So they put him in jail, and they tried to shut his mouth, and like the prime minister always tried to shut him, and so he already had like a history of experience there with the Shin Bet. We have Neros, so he decided to do something very interesting. And I spoke about it in the other video. I spoke at the time. The process I just mentioned that he published a book long after the 56 war that is only a not very long book, that in the entire book is only an analysis of reports from the Israeli newspapers, which means that it's all like, as I say, about Zura, like these are like information. This is information that was in the public, and the Israeli censorship already approved it. So they cannot so the censorship cannot disprove the book, and they didn't. They couldn't because it just took like reports from Israeli newspapers from the 50s that were after the censorship approval, and discussed it with another, I don't remember the second co-author. And this book actually, it's got like two parts. No, both are quite short, but the first part is relates to the Israeli-British relations. And what is really nicely shown in this part is that Israel, the answer to Israel was in very dire terms or very bad relationships with the British, with the United Kingdom, because it was known that even though they took kind of formally a neutral stand. Of course, they had like the mandate since 1917 until 48. They had the mandate over Israel, and they took a formally neutral stand in the independence war between the Arabs and the Israelis and the Jews. But it was known that they actually support the Arabs, and they didn't want. They did not approve the Zionist project. At least in the way that it manifested by the end of the 40s. So the Israelis really hated them, and most of the Israelis really hated the British by the end of the 40s. And this can actually be seen in, I already mentioned Samba, the children book, Vehicle Nothing Zone. I already mentioned it in this saga, so I can, so yes, you can see it very nicely in the first Samba, or the first or the second, with the red kittel, Jack Smith, the English cup, or the Cananiot, as they call them. That, people didn't like them at all, even hated them. And it was especially common in the circles that later solidified into the Israeli Likud. But not only in this circle, but it was especially true, by the people that, were part of the Lehi and the Etzel, kind of like, paramilitary organization that later, that many of these people actually, later founded the party. This is called Likud, and today, for a long time now, after the today, it's the dominant party in Israel. But it was not only like limited to them, it was also known people in the left, or in Mapai, which was kind of like the overarching party. The people just hated the British because they understood that they supported the Arabs. So all this is known, but what really shows in this book, just relying on open sources. And maybe you understand why this book is kind of like important to me, because I view myself as kind of like a person that some, if not everything is real, but some of what I do, I mean, part of what I do is that I try to follow his lines. Like we have there is like, I mean, kind of a methodology of yeah, I mean, I was doing divinations and like secret history and like things that were very, I mean, I didn't, wasn't, I mean, like me this, but in one aspect I see myself, yes, it's kind of like follower of this methodology of just, I mean, read what is in the newspaper, I mean, in the books, like, read like, I mean, things that, I mean, unclassified, and try to create a pattern of very classified and secret things from their unclassified information. Like, I mean, kind of like the one name Hatzar, you know, Hatzar, it was, it doesn't exist anymore. Unit in Israeli intelligence. Anyway, so what you see shows you when there is that after the 49, the Israeli establishment, you know, and this book was only like 8 years after 49, so it's like, I mean, it's not like, I mean, like after like, in the million years, it was just after, I mean, not very long after the actual events, but what they've shown in one is that the Israeli establishment did everything that they can in a very short period of time to delete the kind of like, I mean, the bad blood. Kind of delete the history so people just forget about it. So in a short as possible time that they can to establish good relationships with the British. And this was done by kind of like, I mean, a media control, of course. I mean, this was a totalitarian state, and it's still a totalitarian state, but certainly it was like in 1950s. By media control and control of the newspapers, and they did whatever they can. So in a very short time, the public opinion regarding the British will sway considerably from like almost like anonymous hatred towards, I mean, neutral or even affection towards the British. And this was done very quickly. This is one part of the book. Now the second, even more interesting part of the book, which of course we like, I mean, the first one, this specifically with the Suez crisis. Because during 56 or 57, it was widely known in Israel that the reason for the war, for the Milchemet Sinai, the 56 war, was presumably because of the Fadayun actions in the south. Now it will be said that this was still the opinion of the establishment when I was in the programming course and officer course, like in 2002 and 2004 respectively. Like because part of these courses, both like programming course and officer course, part of it is that you hear a lot of like lectures regarding the older wars, the reported wars, the conflicts of Israel. And the material, I mean, and the people that actually, I mean, speak about these wars are soldiers in the courses. But they get the material from Sinat Chinuch, which kind of like, like a Bolshevik function that exists. It's very common, the idea of like, I mean, literally it means like, I mean, education officer, which it sounds Bolshevik because that's what it is. Anyway, it's incredibly backward, but I mean, it's still part of it, it's still integral part of the idea, just to say. So I mean, so it's interesting because I mean, the material that you can get from like the education officers in that idea, I mean, of course, it reflects the kind of like, I mean, the hegemony, or like, I mean, the institutional view of history. And like both in officers, both in a government course, what we learned about like 56 war is that yes, it was caused because of the Fadayun actions in the south, that the Israelis instead of Fadayun actions, so they started this operation to clear the Fadayun bases. This happened, I mean, almost 50 years after 56, like when I was in officers course, in government course 2002-2004, and I'm not surprised if it's still, I'm almost certain that this is still, I mean, the institutional view that you can find like in the IDF. But already in 57, we have very Now, this is not a big secret. It was already proven in 57 by two newspapers using news articles from the time. So it's just to show you that sometimes, I mean, 50 years after that, I mean, the life of Valium is still, I mean, it's kind of like the main view beside the idea. And supposedly this is the democratic state, and we all have like access to the internet and, you know, public information. Just to show you, I mean, how easy it is to actually maintain lies and continue, I mean, adhere to the lies, even if the truth is known long ago. So what was actually the truth? So the truth is that it was a conspiracy between the British, the French, and the Israelis. It was conspiracy against Egypt. And the details of the conspiracy are well known, but we have very discussed the details in a book again that was published in 1957. And of course, this conspiracy could have happened only because the first part of the book, well, because of several good years that, the Israelis did whatever they can to kind of like change public opinion dramatically from hatred to the British to affinity to the British. Now, what did the French and the British actually want? It's not the subject of this video. The video just in 2 words, they wanted money. They wanted control of the Suez Canal because Nasser, the leader of Egypt, the young leader of Egypt, nationalized it. And today, everybody thinks that it was right, actually. And every person with Israel's mind today will, must agree that Nasser was the good side in this conflict. And you just need to learn like basic history to understand what actually happened, because the Egyptians built the canal, and many died like working like in strong slavery conditions, like building the canal. And of course, the canal was inside the territory of Egypt. So why should like the British and the French control like the company that that control the canal and get all the money? This was evidently a national resource of the Egyptians, and they all, not only that it was part of the Egyptian territory, but they built it, and not only that they built it, they paid in many lives, because it was a huge engineering project. It was, of course, all the workers were Egyptians, and many died. It was a huge project, and I don't know if hundreds or thousands, I think thousands died, and many, of course, paid like in the rest. So why should the British? No one in his right mind today will say that the British and the French, who the fuck are they? That they should control the canal and like get money from all the ships that are passing the canal. It's ridiculous. So we can say, ask, okay, but okay, we understand. So it's kind of like, it was kind of like a post-colonial conflict. We get it, but what's all of this got to do with Israel? So Israelis, actually were not the important side of military, were actually not that important in this conflict. They actually, they used it as an excuse, because they wanted to start another like big conflict, because after the independence war, everybody was was kind of like it was a huge war in Israeli standards, but it didn't like finish like completely like it didn't finish like in kind of like very like one-sided result that that shuts all mouths. Not at all. Like everybody spoke about the second like the second conflict. The second war. People spoke about the second war almost like immediately after the first war ended in 1949. So it was kind of a scene that everybody spoke about the second war. So the Israelis always wanted like to have the initiative in the second war. Not that they won conflict between the first war and the second war. They were small conflict all the time, but they wanted like to have the upper initiative. It was very important in Israel historically to have the initiative. It's a major tenet of the IDF until today that they need to have the initiative. They need to strike first. It's kind of like it's the most important like paradigm of the IDF is that they need to have the initiative. They should strike first and they should strike fast, quickly. This is the major tenet of like security paradigm of Israel since the 40s and until now. That they should be the ones to strike first and they should be quick. like that. Specifically, it wasn't like that during 73, which is remembered today as the biggest military fiasco in the history of Israel. But every other time it was actually like that. And most importantly, it was 67, because after the Second War, people started to speak about the Third War, because Nasser didn't, like, I mean, only became stronger, and he had like kind of like pan-Arabic vision. So right after the Second War ended, everybody spoke about the Third War. It was very important for the Israelis that the Third War they will have the initiative, and indeed they had it during the Six-Day War. But they speak about it in other like sagas, so let's not repeat ourselves. So I mean, for the Israelis, it was actually kind of like an excuse to start another conflict in when they had the initiative. So it was a conspiracy, I mean, between French, the British, and Israel, that the Israelis will start an initiative like an aggression, and like after some time, I mean, the international, like the British and the French will say, I mean, will tell like that they want everybody to back off, so they will enter the place and take control over the canal. And and that's actually what happened. So the Israelis, backed off a little bit, and they still control the parts of Sinai, but they backed off a little bit. But of course, I mean, the Egyptians refused to back off. So then the British, I mean, and the British knew that's going to happen. So then the British and the French, I mean, with their huge navies, I mean, came to the rescue and attacked the Egyptian army. And this was all according to the plan, but the Americans really didn't like it at all. Eisenhower didn't like, I mean, so this came to, all of this came very lately, but I mean, at some point, I mean, after it was already going on, it came to the knowledge of Eisenhower.
Okay, so what we've seen here is that, I mean, the two first slides, we didn't see no Neros at all, and they were taken from the upper layers of the Crucible. We've seen all sorts of like big, textures of big life forms, probably things that I squashed, like probably it was part of all sorts of like big life forms, like insects that I squashed. Like when I prepared the slides, I noticed it when I prepared the slides, so it's kind of, I'm not surprised. I don't know if they are synthetic or biological, but the third slide was taken from beneath, from the oily layer that is the underground layer, where all the Neros are mostly located, and unsurprisingly, we've seen many Neros, very very big ones actually, in the lower layer. So I mean, okay, it makes sense. The Neros, cannot really, probably without energy, process all the like the life forms that that are on the top, all the big, the chicken and the cockroach. But it's interesting to see what will happen after we light the fire, and which will, certainly, after a good fire of like maybe an hour or so, with charcoals, and probably we will be, kind of like, the mixture will substantially be different, but it's interesting to see in what way. The two slides from the metal container, so they were not. I wasn't disappointed. What we've seen is very big Neros actually, and almost no life forms. Again, probably because of the oxygen issue. If we want to see more life form, more diversity, we need to get extra oxygen into this tank, and I don't really know how without keeping it a little bit open, something that I don't want to do now because of the smell. But certainly they grew. We see quite a very big Neros in the two slides, which is very impressive, and of course it means that the symbolic layer, the symbols, are doing their effect, and that they are doing fine inside that metal container. I'll probably keep it like that for some more time and see, how we continue. But let it multiply, let it go. We see huge amounts of very big Neros in this. It's very nice, with the Stargate property. So let's, keep it like that for some time. Yes, as I said, so maybe, I mean, with regards to science, we will continue with the Crucible, with the fire experiment. Later today, maybe very soon, we will continue with the robot saga. That's it for now. And of course, rescue me from the Nazi prison. People all over the world, it's your responsibility to rescue me from the Nazi prison, which is Israel. I am under arrest for a crime I didn't commit for more than which is in the ridiculous one at that, for 10 months. I didn't see my daughters throughout all this period. This is a crime against me, a crime against my daughter. The Israeli treat me as a prisoner of war that they can torture in any possible way. I mean, instead of thinking too much about the fate of the Venusians and about apocalypses that happened long ago, I mean, I would suggest think about the current apocalypse and about the fact that there is a representative of a very advanced civilization that is kept as a prisoner of war by a country that is part of Earth, and all of the people of the Earth are held accountable for that. All of them.